I'm racing in the Indianapolis 500, Canadian Grand Prix, and the Coca-Cola 600 all in the same day. And we kick things off early Sunday afternoon from the famous, iconic Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the greatest race on Earth, as we are tasked in all three races today to start from the back and work our way as far forward as we can in 25% length races. So for this Indianapolis 500, we will be completing 50 laps here this afternoon, and then we will head over north of the border to my home race in the Canadian Grand Prix, and then after that we'll head back down south to North Carolina and take on Charlotte Motor Speedway. Now is Alex Palou on pole position IRL and out front, but maybe not for long, because here comes Alexander Rossi side by side on the run into turn 3. Scott Dixon as well in the conversation. Can't quite count him out into turn 3. And now to the lead goes Rossi as Palou will hold on into that second position. Dixon maintains P3 with Ferrucci trailing behind in P4 as they were getting wild in front of me. I took it nice and easy because I wanted to avoid that right there. Chaos now, cars getting together, and we fortunately do stay green. So I was like, you know what, we got enough time here. We're probably going to get a caution at some point, and we're going to have a pit stop. So I wasn't like in a rush by any means, and I'm just taking my time. As you can see here, now coming through to a lap later, and we're going to have some aggressive moves. Though if you get a big run, you got to take it. We're going to go 3 wide on the run here into turn number 3, and I am just like, yeah, I'm like, oh my god, I am on edge right here because it is so sketchy racing against the AI in the Indy 500 here in iRacing. But you know what? We're working our way forward. We passed Ed Carpenter, and now we're right here behind. Oh, hold on, we got problems there. Elio Castroneves has actually slid to the inside. We stay green again. So 2 incidents early on and no cautions now, but we're behind the McLaren driver of Nolan Siegel, and we'll try to go to the outside here and get around him on the exit of turn 1, and sure enough, we will pass the young McLaren driver and move into, well, only 30th place so far, but we continue to go forward now, getting a run here, coming to lap 6 on Joseph Newgarden, Mick Schumacher as well in his first season here in IndyCar, and then as well Felix Rosenquist just in front of us now in 25th. Of course, a way better qualifying effort IRL than what he's done here inside the game. Now, I was really hoping we could do this like in the IndyCar game, but obviously we don't even know when that game's coming out yet, but we continue to work our way forward here and making some serious gains now as we've got problems though, and that's a big crash into the inside wall. I couldn't quite make out who that was, but the caution is out. There it is, and it was actually for Pato O'Ward bringing out the yellow, and we're going to get an immediate look. O'Ward with a bit of a moment, and then contact. Around he goes. Watch this. Boom, into the inside wall and destroys that McLaren. Another car nearly gets involved. Cautions out. O'Ward will be done for the day. That was massive. It wasn't long though. We got back racing here. Everybody had pretty well stayed out on the racetrack, and we would get ready to go back racing. Not quite yet in the fuel window. We can go to about 35 laps into this race if we wanted to before we come into the pit. So we're just starting now lap 11, as you can see in the bottom right corner. I should have made that a little bit larger for you guys, but nonetheless, you can see it anyways now. As on top of that, we're doing a 25% race here in all 3 races today. However, later this week, specifically Saturday, I will actually be streaming a full triple 100% live stream. It's going to be an all-day event where I will do the same thing that we're doing now, but 100% long, and we will be doing 200 laps of the Indy 500. We'll be doing, I don't know how many laps is the Canadian Grand Prix, 71 I think, and then of course we'll be doing 600 miles of the Coke 600, 400 laps there, all in the same day, trying to conquer all 3 races. It's going to be absolutely absurd, and you know what, I'll probably hate everything. I probably won't ever want to look at a race car again for a few days at least now, but I am looking forward to it, and hopefully we can do the same things on stream that we're doing right now here in the video, and that is continuing to work my way forward as Alex Rossi continues to lead. Bit of a moment right there, my goodness. We're all good though. We'll continue to kind of go around the outside and work our way closer in towards the top 20, now towards the top 15 as we're up into 18th after passing Jacob Abel, and then alongside Roman Grosjean here, and we'll move ourselves into 17th, trying to run down next Takuma Sato, former winner of this Indy 500, and as well, he's behind, I believe, Graham Rahal right now. As Alex Rossi's got over a 2-second margin right now to Alex below. He's like low-key kind of cooking here as we get closer to the pit stops already. I mean, pit stops really not that far away as we continue on now to the back of Takuma Sato on lap 22 into turn 3. We'll be wheel to wheel and we'll pass him on the exit of the corner and then run down, well, not Graham Rahal next actually, as he was actually starting to work his way forward a little bit. So now what I'm trying to do is follow him past, I don't even know how to say his first name, like Colette. Hopefully I got his first name correct, but we're going to go wheel to wheel with Colette nonetheless, and he's going to stay ahead of me for now, and then we're going to have to try and set him up here on lap 25, approaching the halfway point of this Indy 500, and now we get alongside into turn 3, and I said I am not taking no for an answer on this one. I'm sending into the corner, and a bit of a moment of oversteer though, got a little bit too close to the grass, so that will kind of put the overtake on pause, but we'll clear him on the exit of turn 4 nonetheless and continue working our way forward now, as we would kind of flatline though, to my surprise, as we were able to get that passed on Colette, and as you can see now running in 15th as we came to lap 28. We're trying to get to Graham Rahal, and we're just kind of slowly but surely kind of getting closer to him lap after lap. And then beyond Rahal, actually we're now to 13th because we've got drivers coming into the pits. I can confirm now Malukas is in. The leader of Rossi has already come in. Alex Palou has come into the pits as well. So this is going to bring us up the order, and I'm going to go a little bit further into this run. The idea is we go a little bit further into the run, we can maybe take a little bit less fuel, who knows, maybe we can just make up a little bit of time. I mean, even if I can just gain a second of time, we will take it. Now is on the exit here of turn 4, lap 31, here comes Rahal and many others as well. Catherine Legg, Scott McLaughlin, Kyle Kirkwood, Connor Daly as well, the hometown favorite. As now it's my turn to come into the pits here, we will bring it into the box at the conclusion of this 30-second lap. So in we come, being very delicate on pit entrance, especially on the brakes. It's so easy to slide these front wheels and then you get a speeding penalty. We have a very early pit box now. We'll get in and we'll get 4 brand new Firestone tires and fill this thing up with fuel, and we'll get ready to go back racing. Short pit stop here. It's going to be only a 7.2 second stop as we'll get back onto the racetrack now, and just about a close call there with the car in front of us now, but we'll just trickle down to the end of the pits and get back going here one more time and see where we cycle out here. Now I see behind us McLaughlin, actually Takuma Sato I think is making some gains here. Looks like, oh no, Sato's actually exiting the pits with me. Okay, so there goes Catherine Legg, and as we exit turn 2, back up to speed onto the racing surface, here comes Graham Rahal. So in reality, we didn't really lose, but we also didn't gain anything. So unfortunately, we just stay put where we are, and we'll wait for the rest of this pit cycle to kind of run its course to see where our true position is, which should be about 15th place, and I can confirm that was the situation. So now, again, trying to get to Graham Rahal and trying to make an overtake on the American driver, coming up on just the final 15 laps, and then to lap 37, we had actually gotten up to the back of Rahal here into turn 1 here, running in the 17th position, actually, not 15th here. But you can see as I got closer, the dirty air coming off of his car was really making me tight, so I'm having to lift now and as well make a bit of a weight jacker adjustment I was going to do, and then we were going to cool down the tires, cool down everything, and then we're going to take another, lunge at him here. We're going to try and run him back down over this next lap or so to lap 38, now approaching 39, and then now lap 40. We had run down Rahal, coming up on 10 laps to go in this Indianapolis 500, now running now in 15th after everybody has completed their pit stops. So we were sure enough going to be in that 15th spot. Here is a big run out of turn 4, now coming to lap 42, coming to 9 laps to go, and a big run to the inside of Rahal. We've been sizing up this move for like 15 plus laps, and now wheel to wheel into turn 1. Rahal has still got a nose to the outside. We'll be wheel to wheel on the exit of the corner now, side by side, close quarters, racing contact there with Rahal into the outside while he goes sliding, hits us in the side bod. Big crash, cautions out here late in the Indy 500, and that was all my fault. That was all me. I got too aggressive and made contact with him, and he crashed, and we are lucky that we're still in it because he came back down the track and hit me, and very luckily for us, we did not get taken out in that mess. But that was all me. We would restart. with 5 laps to go from 14th place, and big apologies to Graham Rahal. I feel really bad about that one, I really do. And as we return to the racing action, nonetheless, it's going to be, like I said, 5 laps to go with still Alex Rossi out in front here, as Catherine Legg's going to be just in front now. And oh my goodness, Takuma Sato caught me lacking. And hold on, Pillow and Will Power have caught Rossi lacking because they go 3 wide for the lead in the Indy 500 with 5 laps to go. Through to the lead, clear is Will Power. Pillow drops down to, or well, I guess maintains P2, you could say, as Rossi drops from the lead down to 3rd position. I would lose another spot to Jack Harvey. Got completely caught napping on this start and really just struggling to kind of fire off on this restart here. And I mean, I've got Jacob Abel as well, ready to pounce behind me as I'm trying to get this big slipstream here down into turn number 3. We'll poke the nose out here into turn 3 really just to get some clean air. But then look at this, Abel slices around the outside, so we would drop another position here as they are racing really hard in front of us now. Abel and McLaughlin, I believe that is, as we swing to the inside. We'll get past all these guys now as I was over here investigating things. So it's like, is there something I'm doing wrong with the battery? Just getting my doors blown off. You can't do anything about it. So we're running in 15th place now, coming to 2 laps to go, but we would run back down Harvey and Catherine Legg and past Jack Harvey here in towards turn 1, moving ourselves back into 14th place as Will Power leads this race on the final lap now, as we would be to the inside of Catherine Legg, but she's got Jacob Abel coming up just behind as well. And unfortunately, I tried to make a move and it didn't work, and Abel will go around the outside, and Will Power is gonna do it. He'll win the Indianapolis 500. What a finish, what a race. And then I would get around the outside of Catherine Legg on the exit of turn 4 down this front straightaway, and we're gonna bring it home for a respectable top 15 result here in Indianapolis. 14th place now, as we've got 2 more races still to go, and we're gonna jump straight into the action here from the Canadian Grand Prix. One of my favorite circuits, of course I'm biased, it's a home track for me here with Montreal, and just ready to tackle this race now. As 1 race down, we finished 14th after starting in the back from the Indy 500. Now we're going to be racing the Haas here as Ollie Behrman from 18th place, as it's going to be lights out, and we're racing here from the Canadian Grand Prix for the 2nd race of the triple now. 18 laps for a 25% race here from Montreal. It's going to be the shortest race we probably do, I would imagine, today here, as the next one, of course, the Coca-Cola 600 is in reality going to take up the majority of this video because it's just such a long race. Even at 25%, it's still 100 laps, so that one's going to be the longest one, but it's also going to give us the most opportunity probably to win. We're not going to be winning this one here in the Haas, of course, now, as we do have realistic performance on, so really the goal is to maybe just try to sneak up towards a points-paying finish here in this Canadian Grand Prix, and I would be pretty happy with that. I mean, I don't even need to finish in the points to be completely satisfied, but like I said, we're going to at least try and see if we can pull that off. Nonetheless, now is Pierre Gasly to the inside of my teammate here of Esteban Ocon. They'll be wheel-to-wheel through the hairpin now, as we'll just take it nice and easy on the exit here, just taking my time. We don't need to rush anything as we continue to follow our teammate of Esteban Ocon now to the end of lap 2, actually taking a bit of a warning here for track limits as we continue to follow him on the run down into turn 1. A lunge up the inside now, close quarters racing, but we'll just keep it around the outside, and we should be able to complete that pass. Yes, we will, relatively easily. Thank you very much. Ocon's going to try and keep showing that nose, but we're just not going to let him have it now, so we do clear him. And now we got Pierre Gasly, who's on the mediums now. Everyone's on hards except for both the Alpines on mediums now, as we head down this long bank straightaway towards that final chicane here on the 3rd of 18 laps. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I just survived that. I had no clue. There was a slow Mercedes in the way until it was too late, and thank goodness we avoided him. That was George Russell, who currently had a tire puncture, hence why he was so far off the pace, and I just did not notice it. And Franco Colapinto as well got a 10-second time penalty for whatever reason, but it didn't matter because a lap later he would retire from the race because he had a mechanical failure. So unfortunate ending there for Colapinto. Things go very wrong in the span of 2 laps now as we come through a little bit later here, about halfway through this 5th lap around the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, of course, here, and continue to just kind of trail the medium compound tire of Pierre Gasly. Obviously, those mediums are going to wear out a little bit sooner, and that pace is going to fall off compared to us on the hard. So I knew once I could complete this pass on Gasly, I felt like it was going to be game on to go run down Nico Hulkenberg, Isaac Hadjar as well, as we continue to just kind of stalk the Frenchman, showing the nose though into the hairpin lap 6, and he went very defensive, and I decided to just kind of send one around the outside, and well, it works. We're going to clear Gasly very easily, a lot easier than I was anticipating. So we move now into 15th. Gasly would continue to fall. He actually got passed by my teammate of Esteban Ocon a few moments later, lap 8 at this point now, and we are right on the back of the, well, what would be an Audi in 2026 now, and we know the F1 2026 DLC is right around the corner, we imagine, as they are going to be doing a reveal of that tomorrow, actually, I believe. So very much looking forward to that, which also means, though, if the DLC is coming out like really soon, I need to finish my F1 25 career mode season. But nonetheless, we're coming into the pits here. End of lap 10. Hadjar's in. Fernando Alonso, did he come in? No, he did not. Stroll came in. Many others come in as well. We're going to be putting on the medium tire. It's going to be a solid 2.5 second pit stop, and we actually get out in front of Hadjar there in the RB. So now we'll come out behind. Who are we going to be looking at? Alex Albon there in the Williams, and Gasly, who pitted already, of course, being on the medium, is going to pit earlier. He's going to come out right in front of me here. So we would then pass him, though, later on this 11th lap now on the run towards the final chicane and move ourselves back up that spot now. And everybody else is coming in to make their pit stops now as well. So just waiting to see where we kind of cycle out. And we're going to be still outside of the top 10, but still we would actually end up in P12 after all that. So now in front of Liam Lawson. And now the goal at this point is to try and run down the Williams of Sainz and Albon and just see what we can do. And unfortunately, I would lose a spot, though, to Lawson, who actually just simply drove by me on a straightaway, so I didn't really fight it. He was just way faster than I was. So I was just like, okay, Liam, you can pull me forward. But then look up ahead. George Russell, he's backing up because he, of course, had the tire puncture. He is on super old tires. Like, we're talking, like, I mean, 13, 14 lap old mediums, and he's, I think, trying to hang on to the end of this Grand Prix. So he had kind of backed up some cars, and now we're going to be right here in the mix now for maybe points. It's going to be hard still. Bit of a slide out of the hairpin now, and we'll go side by side, and then we would clear Russell by the time we got into the final chicane now, as we'll exit the corner and be in DRS range now of Liam Lawson with just 3 laps to go. And at this point now, I was like, okay, maybe points aren't going to happen because the Williams are doing a really good job just kind of getting away from us. So really looks like P11 is kind of what's on the cards at this point now. And sure enough, as we were approaching the final lap, the pair of Williams had driven away by 2.5+ seconds. So it's going to be one shot right here to get Liam Lawson for P11. He stays a little bit to the left. I go around the outside into turn 1, leave the nose there available for him, and we clear him for P11. And that is going to be it for us now. We're not going to be able to get any further, but just had to hang with Lawson, and we were able to get him. Lewis Hamilton actually wins the Canadian Grand Prix as we round the final chicane, and we are going to bring it home for P11 here in Montreal. Not bad. Would have loved to be inside the points, but overall I was satisfied with the effort.
So much fun out there.
Lewis Hamilton, he gets to celebrate a win here today in Canada on the top step of the podium, and that means we have got 2 races down. Indianapolis 500, where we finished in 14th place, and now the Canadian Grand Prix, where we finished in P11. That leaves just the Coca-Cola 600 with the NASCAR Cup Series now on the way, and I'm excited for this one now. Love playing this game, and we're going to be racing as Connor Zillish's Trackhouse number 87 Red Bull Chevrolet Camaro for this race, where we will once again be starting from the rear of the field. So a lot of work. However, we do know we have got a long race. You know, those 2 races that we just did in Indianapolis and of course Montreal combined, they took just over an hour. This race to do here will be close to an hour by the time I'm done on its own. It'll be like 45 minutes probably even a little bit longer than that, but we're underway. And keep in mind, Coca-Cola 600 has 4 stages. It's the only NASCAR race that includes 4 stages, and they're all 25 laps each. And we can go about 20 to 21 laps maximum on fuel, so there will be a pit stop required in every single stage of this race. And starting from the back, we're going to be absolutely cooking through the field here in the early parts of this lap, and as well just in this race in general. I genuinely believe we're going to have a car capable of winning this race. You know, I didn't have the speed capable of winning in Indianapolis. That's just you know, the kind of hard truth there. Montreal, the car wasn't fast enough. Of course, we were driving a Haas. But here, we've got the speed, and I'm confident we can win this race if we play our cards right. We're going to make mistakes. This is going to be a wild race. I can guarantee that. And just thinking about the real-life race at this point, man, I'm so excited, not only for this race, but for all 3 races to watch on Sunday, you know, throughout the day. Actually, we got a crash. Hold on. Kyle Larson's around, the number 5. Larson into the outside wall. I mean, pretty well going how his race went last year after his failed double attempt. So very unfortunate there for Kyle Larson. Everybody is going to get ready to go back racing. However, we're not quite in the fuel window, I don't think. So we'll stay on, get ready to go back racing. But as I was saying, you know, the real races this weekend, you know, Indianapolis 500 starts at like, what, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, somewhere in there. I am so excited to watch that. I do miss, as Kyle Larson is right at the top of my favorite drivers, him, Suarez, Hamlin, of course. So I do miss that we're not going to get to see Kyle Larson, of course, in the Indy 500. But, you know, at the same time, as I've gotten more into IndyCar as of late, I've always just been kind of a casual, but I'm really trying to get more into it, especially with the release of the IndyCar 26 game on the way. I've kind of chosen a favorite now. I really like Joseph Newgarden, but he's not going to be my favorite. I have definitely chosen David Malukas as my favorite driver so far in IndyCar, so I'm excited to watch and cheer him on in the Indy 500, the greatest spectacle in all of motorsports. And then, of course, the Canadian Grand Prix, very excited to watch my home race. And as well, I mean, as critical as we have been of the new regulations, I have actually enjoyed a good chunk of the racing in 2026 for Formula One, of course, but I am very excited to, you know, go about 5 years in the future when they've already confirmed that we're just going back to a bit more traditional kind of engines in the future. I cannot wait for that. But, well, thank you, Brad Keselowski, driving straight up into me on the exit of the corner and got yourself wrecked. Caution's out again, and this caution is actually going to guarantee that we can all make it to the end of stage 1 without having to make a pit stop. So now we're about P24. We're just over 10 laps to go, and that was not my fault. That was all Keselowski. But final race to touch on in real life this weekend is this race right here that we're now doing, and that's the Coca-Cola 600. It is just a true race of attrition and patience, and it's going to be absolutely awesome. NASCAR Cup Series on mile and a half are fantastic to watch with the next-gen car. It's the track type where the next-gen shines the most, and just watching the race go from, you know, late afternoon or early sunset into the evening, into the nighttime, and, you know, the track temps changing, the air temps changing, the cars are changing because of that, so the teams have to keep up with their cars, and they got to make it all through those 600 miles and, you know, bear through the strategies and the curveballs that come with these NASCAR races, and eventually someone comes out on top at the end of the night. It's just so much fun to watch every race that we've got on the way. It does suck that we don't get to celebrate the Monaco Grand Prix in the morning anymore and then go into the Indianapolis 500. It used to be 3 crown jewels. Now it's 2 crown jewels and then the Canadian Grand Prix. But there's still a significance to the F1 race for me because it's my home race, so it still means a lot to me nonetheless. As we focus back in here, and with just a couple laps to go in stage 1, we've worked our way now already into the top 15 as the number 24 of William Byron's got himself out in front. And on this final lap here, if we can pass Ty Gibbs, we can break into the top 10 now as we head down into turn 3. Low on fuel, but we got just enough to make it now, as we're going to have Cole Custer just behind us. How about Cole Custer up here as we exit turn 4? And that 41 is going to give me a push right here, and that's going to allow me to actually get the 54 of Ty Gibbs at the line. We were not going to get him without that push. So yeah, big thank you to Cole Custer. We're back racing though for stage 2. Everybody came into the pits, got tires, got fuel, and now we're back underway for the second of 4 stages here. Another 25 lap run, and it took us only 25 laps to break into the top 10, so I'm feeling pretty competitive at this point. I talked about it. I said, you know what, I believe that we can win this race. Well, now we come out of that whole ordeal right there in stage 1, and we've already got ourselves into the top 10. I would say the odds of us winning this race just got a lot higher, but we still need to, you know, be a little bit careful. Make sure we don't get ourselves into trouble now, but we're going to get aggressive here on the exit of turn 2, and well, I pay the price. I get in the outside wall, and there goes all the momentum, and then sometimes when you hit the wall, you carry that off into the next corner, try and do hard, and you do it again. That's exactly what happened, into the outside wall again. So I would have to just kind of reset here, and unfortunately gave up all that track position I just made. Well, not all of it, only a small portion of it, but we're, you know, running in 15th at this point. And again, just starting to rip the outside. Chase Briscoe's actually really falling back here in this number 19, as we're going to give him a little bit of a shot here down the back straightaway, but focusing just back in on working our way forward as we head down into turn number 3. And as we come through towards 15 laps to go in stage 2, starting to now think about the potential for green flag pit stops as well, because I expect to see guys coming in around lap 16 to lap 17 as we'll go 3 wide around the outside of the 19 and the 99 of Briscoe and Suarez, and diving to the inside of the 54 of Ty Gibbs. And with this pass right here, we'll break ourselves back into the top 10 as Denny Hamlin currently leads right now as we continue to march our way back forward here under the lights in Charlotte, now passing the number 5 of Larson to the back of the bodyguard 17 of Busher. We would pass him, then we'll get to the inside of his teammate of Ryan Prix, and we'll go for the pass on the 60 here down into turn 3. Look at my mirror, the 17 veering to the inside. That means he's pitting. So pit stops are in fact kicking off here for everybody now. We're gonna stretch this out just a little bit longer, but as we now come through to the start of lap 18, we'll get the call to come into the pits now. But hold on, Denny Hamlin from the lead crashes into the outside wall, cautions out, and there goes that pit stop under green. Chris Buescher just won the lottery because he's going to get to stay out now, get tires, and go to the front of the field as we'll pit now for 4 tires and fuel.
All right, get up on the wall and be ready.
Denny Hamlin's been having a lot of bad luck in any time I've been playing NASCAR 25 lately. My first season of the career mode, he won like 6 races, and we're now starting the chase in the second season, and he has yet to win a race at all. As we now got just 5 laps to go here in stage number 2, and immediately hooking it up in 3 and 4, slicing through the middle between the 9, as we now look to the inside of Reddick here. 4 laps to go now. Priest on my inside, and a bit of contact there with the Kroger number 60 RFK Ford Mustang. Chris Buescher leads. I believe that's Michael McDowell up there in second. It is. He's another one that pitted and now stays out, and same for the 43 of Eric Jones, but we were absolutely rocketing through the middle lane here now when passing the 20 of Christopher Bell now, and you get a mix of kind of a little bit more mediocre equipment like the 71. Hold on, crash, and we're in it. The 48's around, and we are going to have damage. Stage 2 comes to an end under yellow, and we have damage, and that means we got to pit. And here's the problem. No one else is pitting. Yeah, we've got 7% damage, which will be impacting enough to slow us down. So we have to come in. We got to get tires. We got to get repairs. We take fuel. And Brad Keselowski would be the only other driver to join me in the pits. So him and myself pit. And now as we return to the action, we have got to do another basically last to first challenge here. Now at this point, you know, just beyond the halfway point of this Coca-Cola 600, but I had learned what to do and what not to do, you know, in that kind of first half of the race, and, you know, a little bit frustrating because we were just getting up front, and then Alex Bowman crashes right in front of us, and we just had nowhere to go. Wrong place, wrong time, that's all that is, but we did it before. We got into the top 10 after stage 1. We can do it here in stage 3 as well. We might even be able to go further because, keep in mind, with myself and Keselowski pitting, everybody else already has 4 or 5 laps on their tires, and on 3x fuel and wear for tires, That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit of tire wear. So we have a pretty big advantage on tires, and well, I prove it because we're already up to 13th. It took us till lap 25 to get to 10th in stage 1. Well, with the tire advantage, we're not even at lap 10, and we're nearly breaking into the top 10, passing the 48 of Alex Bowman, and now rolling right up to the back of the bodyguard 17 of Chris Buescher, giving him a nice shot, and actually goes 3 wide with his teammate of Ryan Prix, and then I'm like, well, thank you, I'm going to slice right on through the middle and continue to put my tires to work here. I mean, I can just put this 87 Red Bull Trackhouse Chevrolet anywhere I want, except what is the 19 doing? Chase Briscoe just completely runs into the side of me, shuts the door. Didn't matter because my tire advantage would take over anyways, and we would drive into second. And then to the back now of the 20. I did not plan to make a move there, but Blaney gave me a huge shot into the back of the 20. But we're going to have such a big run right here down this front straightaway off turn 4 with the momentum, with the tire advantage. And now finally to the lead here in the Coca-Cola 600 now, but we still have the rest of the stage to do with green flag pit stops and all of the 4th and final stage now, as sure enough Bell and many others, the majority of drivers have come into the pits, and I don't want to get caught off guard, so we're going to pit this lap. I do not want to lose time by staying out now. So we're going to come in, we'll get down to about 45 miles per hour, we'll get 4 tires, we'll head back out onto the racetrack. Brad Keselowski, we talked about it, he pitted with me. He is staying out on the racetrack for another couple of laps before he comes into the pits now, as we're going to slowly roll here on this apron through 1 out of turn 2. There goes Blaney, who's I guess going to be the net leader. Then Bell's going to be P2, then Byron, so we still lose multiple positions by just staying out 1 additional lap here. Now as we'll go to the outside of the 6 of Keselowski of turn 4, he's turned us. We've come together with the 6, and around we go into the inside pit lane. Caution is out. Are you kidding me? Brad Keselowski, and look at the leaderboard. Only 12 cars on the lead lap. 13th place on down. Well, now 14th place on down. Logano gets a free pass. Well, 14th on down is a lap down, including myself, and now we're racing AJ Allmendinger for the free pass because we come together with the 6. That was a bit on both of us. I'm not just going to say that was all his fault, but I'm not going to say it was all my fault either. I got a little bit loose on the exit of turn 4 because I went so far up the track to avoid the 6, who was kind of a roadblock. And then I got loose and I kind of came down a little bit, and then the 6 at the same time was going way up the racetrack, so we just kind of came together at a really bad spot, and unfortunately the damage is it traps about 3/4 of the field a lap down nearly. So now we're racing for the free pass, which we take over that spot by slicing through the middle and getting in front of the 16 of AJ Allmendinger. And I was trying to do this the old-fashioned way. I was trying to unlap myself by basically going up there and passing the leaders, and we got enough time to do it. We don't really have fresher tires. I guess we have 1 lap fresher tires, so it is possible to put it to an advantage. But look at this mess I'm in right here. I mean, it's 2 rows of 3 wide and making it basically impossible to go run down that 20 of Christopher Bell, unfortunately. What a race, though. And as we come through on the final lap now, of course, keep in mind we are a lap down. We will not get to unlap ourselves the hard way. I was hoping we would do that because as we cross the line, Bell wins the stage. We'll get the free pass in 14th, but the problem is, of course, with the free pass, you have to start from the back of the field instead of if I had taken it the hard way, you know, gone up there and unlapped myself by passing the leader, we would have gotten a restart up there in P14, but now we're all the way back here at the very tail end of this pack. So as we return back to racing, stage 4, final stage. It's already been a long day. I mean, just doing 25% of 3 races was quite long, and I'm gonna have to do 100% of all of these races on Saturday. Oh my God, it's going to be a long day. I hope you guys tune in for the live stream Saturday. We'll probably be going live pretty early, about 12 p.m. Eastern time, similar time to when the Indy 500 starts, and then we'll just be grinding it out. Who knows how long it'll take. I'm not really going to be taking any breaks. We're just going to be going hard from start to finish and see how she goes now as we come through the tri-oval. I just got turned by Shane Van Gisbergen, and he just came right into my left rear. And oh my God, huge hit. You see my reaction. I'm like, are you serious at this point? We're going to pit, take fuel, take tires. And you know what? There's an unexpected advantage in the mix here. So, benefit 1, we actually get to go up to now where we are in 14th. So we pass a bunch of cars by crashing ourselves there, by getting crashed by the 88. But here's the other unexpected advantage. AI, they took 2 tires. They did not take 4 tires. So they are on 2 fresh Goodyear tires for the final now 18-lap run. And now we're, of course, back on the lead lap. And now we're back up into the track position where we're supposed to be. And now we have 2 fresher tires on the left side. So we have got a very real chance by getting wrecked by Shane Van Gisbergen to now win this race here in Charlotte. And I just didn't quite know how it was going to work out beforehand. And I don't think we were going to even have a chance to win if it had stayed green. But now we've got a very real chance because look at these fresher tires. We are absolutely balling out on the exit of turn 2, continuing to march our way forward now. And I think we've got a very, very good chance of winning this race as long as I don't do anything stupid. And you're going to see I'm kind of calming down a little bit now. I'm not driving too aggressive because I am well aware of the advantage that I've now got in my 87 Red Bull Chevrolet here for Trackhouse Racing. So going around the outside though of Christopher Bell here as we exit turn 4, 3 wide with him. Bit of contact maybe right there on the left side, but with 15 laps to go, we just continue to do what we need to do as we head down into turn 1. And I would not be surprised if we got another caution before this race is over, but you see me getting after it now. Out of turn 2, caught the outside wall, unfortunately. They're going 3 wide, got a little too aggressive there, but Kyle Busch gives me a good boost back forward into turn 3 now. P7, around goes the 9, Chase Elliott, caution's gonna fly. We'll be P7 at the time of the caution. I was just glad we avoided that, to be honest with you. And now we'll get ready to go green for what could be the final restart as we take the green flag and waiting. How many laps are left?
10 to go this
Oh, it's just 10 laps. This should be pretty easy though. We're just going to stay to the inside. Chastain, Ross Chastain out in front. Kyle Larson on that front row with them. Then you got Buescher. How about Josh Berry up here in P4 having an absolutely phenomenal run in that Wood Brothers Racing number 21 Ford Mustang now as we continue on. So at this point, like I said again, I was well aware of the advantage I had. So I'm just going to kind of take my time here. Just take the runs. If we get the run, we take it. And, well, we got a run right here. But do I really want to go to the inside of the 19 who's just kind of shut the door? Absolutely not. Well, you know what? I could go to the middle lane. Well, it didn't quite have enough of a run right there. So we'll just kind of stay put here and wait for that right opportunity now. We've still got 9 laps to go. And I'm just going to continue to be patient and just allow this car to just naturally kind of go forward. Big push coming from Kyle Busch. I would get past the 19. Then we'll get to the inside of the one at Chastain. And how about Chris Buescher leading? Not for long, because here I come to the inside. Do a little bit of side drafting here down the back straightaway. And as we head down into turn 3 for the first time today in anything. Well, actually, no, we did lead a lap or 2 in IndyCar before we pitted. So, but we're properly leading for the first time today, not on strategy. And at this point, it's just about getting no cautions and just bringing this thing home. And it should be pretty straightforward. What a day. What a day of racing. I can't wait to do this on Saturday, 100% and everything. A full day of action on live stream. Make sure to come check it out here Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And here we are, finalizing the day. The triple is going to be complete, and we're going to cap it off with a victory in the Coca-Cola 600 here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. How about it? We get to celebrate, unfortunately, with no burnouts in this game. But man, that was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you're looking forward to all 3 races this weekend. And I hope to see you guys Saturday afternoon as well. That does it for me. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.
I'm stuck in my head, need an exit.